Hi, my name is Mandi. I'm the costume designer of Pretty Little Liars. As far as television goes, 10 Things I Hate About You, Drop Dead Diva, Greek. I always say the first thing that a costume designer's job entails is like therapists, psychologists, all, because what you do is you literally have to be compassionate, empathetic to people's bodies' needs. I bring out the character that the writer and the producer and directors want, but you also have to understand the actor's take on it, and then there's my take, because they hired me for a reason. The difference between a costume designer and a stylist, great, they're awesome, they make crap load of money, but they are kind of told what to do. You'll find costume designers are a little bitter against stylists because they make in a day what we make in a week. But stylists are talented in a completely different way. They're able to deal with like, okay, you want Gucci, you want Prada, okay, we'll get that. This is the season, and this is where this comes from, and this is the way it drapes. And like, I get to come in and say, oh, okay, so there's this character that's a lesbian, and she's coming out. She's used to being, you know, in sports and being very conservative. I'm gonna slowly edge her up when she comes into who she is, and so, you know, we embody characters, and we make the character come to life. I went to fashion school. The school that I paid a lot of money to go to had a job placement program. The fashion industry is so huge, so there's so many different places you can go, and at the bottom of the page it said, intern on a movie. So I called the woman whose name was there looking for an intern, and I said, I've never done this before. I know I'm good in fashion, but I would like to intern for you. We bantered back and forth for a couple of minutes. She used some vulgar language, so did I, and it was perfect. We hit it off. And I went on set, and she looked at me and she said, we have 200 background. They're dressed in film noir, 1920. Like, I didn't even know what she was saying. And she's like, please, I need help. I didn't even know what was going on, but I knew I had 250 extras to dress. And the designer looked at me and said, she had tears in her eyes, and she said, oh my God, this is where you're meant to be. And from that day, like, she was my mentor, and she changed my life. I did what you're supposed to do. I went to school, I interned, I worked my off. I was doing runs, I was getting coffee, I was literally lacing someone's shoes, I was zipping someone's fat suit. Like, it still was in some way on my time. It still was like, I get to do what I love. I think you last in the industry when you know that this is what you love to do, because I had people wanting to intern for me, and they're like, so my dad, wants to give me money for a fashion line, and I dress really awesome, and I think I can do this. No, first of all, you need to not be stoned when you come to an interview. Like, I need to see work. I want to see you went to school. I want to see you worked for nothing, and then maybe I'll hire you. I look for, God, this sounds, I'm gonna be honest, like, you can't be annoying. Let's just say you had nothing on your resume. I'm gonna be honest. I don't have much experience. I went to school for this. This is really what I want to do. I'll do whatever you need. I want drive without being annoying. I want to follow up without being annoying. I really want not the sense of entitlement. I don't care what you've done before. I really don't. I care that you're here now, and I care that you're working with me. My first thing is intern. I know this is lame to say whatever, but I'm serious. Like, don't give up. If I gave up, of all the times that like people yelled at me, and all the people, you're so stupid, you don't have a needle on you? You don't have a needle on you at all times? What I also notice is if you're working for someone and they're miserable and you hate it, keep on doing your best job, because my first TV show job I was working for someone, I was miserable. Not because of them, the show was miserable. A director pulled me aside and he said, you're so good at what you do. He said, I'm not trying to step on anyone's toes. He goes, you'll work with me one day. It just gets you to another, working here and seeing like what I came from. I think that's so awesome.